Good morning, yogis. So today we're going to do 3 rounds of Wim Hof breathing. We're going to do a happy baby pose in the final breath hold, and that will compress the hips and really just start to warm up the legs and the thighs, ready for our practice. This is going to be a wrist-free yoga. We're going to try and take some of the pressure of doing downward dogs and chaturangas daily from the arms. So we're going to have a day off that. I had to do this 2 or 3 times a week back in the summer because I had a shoulder injury, and I did have somebody that helped me through that. I'll put a link to his Insta below, Chris Martin. But this kind of practice really helped maintain my level with the yoga and my fitness whilst protecting the shoulder from any further injury. So if you like the video, please like it and please subscribe to my channel and press the notification. So welcome back to the mat. In the final breath hold for 1 minute, we're going to hold happy baby. So that's rolling onto your backs. You can take your feet from the inside, the outside of your feet from the inside between your knees, keeping your back flat to the floor, or you can hold behind your thighs or your ankles, wherever you can reach to really. Ideally hold onto the feet because you can get a better compression. And we can either straighten one leg after the other or rock from side to side. But we'll talk you through that. I'll talk you through that in that final breath hold. Okay, either come to sitting or lying down on the mat, not standing or near water. And we'll begin the practice. Round 1. 30 in-breaths, in and out. Belly, chest, head, let it go. Belly, chest, head, let it go. In and out. Like waves on the shore. Breathe in the relaxation and let go of your stress. This is your time. You've made it to the mat, so just let go of stress and tension and worry and overthinking. And just be here, be present with me, and we'll have this time together to have a little bit of self-care and just reconfigure our immune systems, our physiology, our emotions, and just breathe in and out, like the waves lapping on a shore. Circular breaths in and out. 10 more. In and out. In and out. Keep going. Let's give everything we've got to these last few. So last 5. Breathe in and out. Keep going. In and out. Belly, chest, head, let it go. Belly, chest, head, let it go. This is our last one. And let it all go. We're going to hold this breath out for 1 minute and 30 seconds. I'll cue you up when we've done a minute. If you want to take a breath before, obviously that's absolutely fine. Take your recovery breath and continue with the breathing. If you'd like to hold your breath for longer, then I'll let you know at 10 seconds to go, and you can pause the video and hold your breath for as long as you like. Remember, this is your time. This is your practice. So I always hold my breath completely out, lungs empty. I find the challenge of that adds something else to like the control I have over my body. But if you wanted to hold some breath in and slowly release that when you start to get that carbon dioxide trigger, then you can do that. You'll notice sometimes we've done 1 minute, by the time I come to the end of a breath hold, my stomach starts pulsing or almost convulsing, because my lungs are screaming to be full again. So I don't know why, but I kind of like that challenge. We've got 10 seconds to go if you want to pause the video and hold your breath for longer. 5 seconds to go. And big belly breath in. We're holding this recovery breath in for 15 seconds and push this breath up into the brain, decalcifying the pineal gland. So we're pulling up on the root lock, the stomach lock, the throat lock, forcing all the muscles from the perineum up into the head. All of them consecutively, and let go. Awesome. Okay, we're going to come on to round 2. 30 big breaths. Ready? In and out. In and out. Belly, chest, head, let it go. Belly, chest, head, let it go. Keep going. Keep going. So we're filling the belly, we fill the chest, and then we push some air up into the head. We do that to 100% of our capacity of getting air into the body, and we let the air go at about 70% or passively. I don't overthink that. I don't force an out breath. I'm just passive with it. So just keep going. Belly, chest, head, let it go. Remember, if you ever feel worried or panicky or anxiety when you're doing this practice, then try doing it. We took 10 more. Try doing it just nasal breathing. So big belly breaths in, but just through the nose. And you may find that you have a lot less anxiety. 5 to go. We're not meant to be mouth breathers really, but for this practice, because it's conscious breathing, it's absolutely fine. Last breath, huge one in, and let's go inside and hold this breath together for 1 minute 30. Close down the eyes, focus on the sensations in the body. Find your heartbeat, hear it, feel it, and slow it down. Imagine you are slowing it down. What I often do is set intentions during these breath holds, because we do this collectively, and people have had such good results with the Wim Hof method that you know that things are possible. It's the same as the 4-minute mile. Until somebody did it, no one realised it was possible, and then lots of people started doing it. And the Wim Hof practice is the same. You just have to believe and know that collectively everything is possible. So set intentions, what you want for the practice. We've done 1 minute together. Set the intention of what you want for yourself from the practice, what you want for your body, and collectively to make the world a little bit better every day. It's such a gift. We have 10 seconds left. If you want to pause the video, 5 seconds left. And let's get ready to take that in breath. Huge belly breath in. Pull up from the perineum, stomach, chest, throat, head. Push up into the brain. Push that oxygen. We're physically forcing cerebral fluid from the base of the spine to the top of the head. A journey that would usually take 12 hours. We're bypassing our normal physiology. And let go. Belly, chest, head, let it go. This is round 3. 30 big, beautiful breaths. Let's take them together. In and out. In and out. Keep going. You're doing really, really well. It's so important that you show up for yourself like this. And if you can make this a daily practice, then that's even better. Belly, chest, head, let it go. Keep going. Let the waves on the shore, circular breaths in and out. 100% in, passive out. Keep going. This is such a good precursor for exercise, whether it's yoga or anything that you choose to do. It just really, really helps the body utilize oxygen. It opens the lungs and the diaphragm. 10 to go. Stretches out the ribs and the muscles and the fascia around the body of the torso, strengthening your core. It's beautiful. Keep going. 5 left together. Let's make these huge. Keep going. Biggest breaths yet. 2 more. And this is our last one. Okay, with all of your breath out, come lying onto your back. Bring your knees up to 90, and your feet as though they're going to stamp on the ceiling, and take hold of your feet or your ankles or the backs of your thighs. We're trying to keep the back on the floor by using the abs and the lower back. So our torso, our core is very, very much working here. It's not just the legs, but we are getting a beautiful compression into those thighs. I'm straightening one leg and then the other. just to warm up those hamstrings. You can do that or not, it's up to you. And just have a rock from side to side, just to warm up the spine a little bit and just massage out the back. Happy Baby is a beautiful pose just for opening up the groin and the thighs and the hips, and also works on the core. Okay, big belly breath in, and we're holding this breath in Happy Baby. So forcing up, tightening up all of the root locks, the stomach lock, the throat lock. Hold it. And release. Well done. Bring those knees into the stomach and just rock from side to side. Just start to take some recovery breaths in now through the nose. Long, slow breathing through the nose and lie back down onto the mat. Let's just take some recovery time. Shoulders melting into the mat, hands facing upwards. Chin just slightly tucked in, and just breathe. Just feel heavy into the mat and just observe the sensations in the body following that beautiful breath practice. Okay, then rock up to sitting. Just take a moment in case you have any lightheadedness. And we'll come up to standing on the mat. Okay. We're just going to warm up the arms, even though we're not going to put any weight onto them. So come into a horse stance with the legs, which is a nice passive warm up for them. And just swing. Swing those arms. This is one of the exercises my friend Chris gave me to do when I had a really bad shoulder, because it builds synovial, I can't say it, fluid into the shoulders. Okay, now I'm going to show you another one. You don't have to change directions. We're just going to bring the arms up, alternating to the back. One over the shoulder and then the other. So one under, one over. And this, again, is going to bring synovial fluid, there we go, I said it, to the joint in the shoulder, and it's going to warm up the arms. It's going to get your, the vagus nerve, the wandering nerve, has nerves that go down into all the way to the elbows, and they are partly responsible, believe it or not, for our metabolism. So I want you to warm up the arms. So let's do these arm swings. Taking the right arm, swinging backwards 10 times with some control. We're not flinging it other way. 10 times going forwards. Again, these are exercises I did to get into recovery, because what we should never do when we have an injury, unless it's completely acute, other arm, backwards 10, is remain stationary. It's very, very important when you get to the point where it's an ache rather than an acute pain, change directions, to keep mobility in your joints. And through that mobility, you will recover. Okay, excellent. Just have a little shake. So we've warmed up those arms, we've warmed up the shoulders, all without putting any weight on. Raise the hands above the head, breathe in, cactus the arms, breathe out. Raise the hands up, breathe in, and then come to the face in the front of your mat. And then swan dive with the out breath to a forward fold. Don't put any weight into the arms, and let's just warm up those hamstrings a bit more by bending one knee then the other. No weight in the head or the hands or the torso. You're literally like a rag doll hanging down. Then bring your torso to the thigh. So bend your knees to do that. And then we're working the legs towards straight to get really into those hams. It doesn't matter if they're not straight. This is just a beautiful forward fold. Then bend the knees and come into chair pose. Raise the arms above the head. I'm going to turn to face you. You don't need to do that. I'm just going to show you what I'm doing. So we're in chair pose. And bring the hands to heart center. And we're going to take the left elbow to the right knee. And then, the left elbow to the right knee. Other side, right elbow, left knee. You can tell I'm dyslexic. Change sides. Center, right elbow, left knee. Center, left elbow, right knee. Center, Arms back above the head into chair pose and come up to standing. Amazing. Okay, we're going to come into warrior one now. So front foot faces the top of the mat. The back foot spins down. The heel is on the floor, turned in at 30 degrees, and the hips are facing the front of the room. And we're going to bend down into that front knee. Remember to keep the hips facing the front of the room. Okay, raise the arms, look straight ahead, keeping the torso over the hips. Both legs are working here. Straighten out that front leg. Take the hands behind in Venus lock behind the back, and then out breath, fold forward over that front knee. Pyramid pose. And just breathe. Make sure you don't hold your breath in any of these positions. We're just doing slow in breaths in and out of the nose. Remember, yoga is a pranayama practice. It's a breath practice as well as everything else. Okay, we're going to come into a low lunge, but there is no weight in those fingers. The work is all happening in the legs. My fingers are barely touching the floor here. And look straight ahead. Bring the back knee down to a crescent lunge. Raise the hands above the head. Keep an even work in both legs. And then we're going to come into a half splits. So fold down over that front leg, keeping working the back knee. And remember, there is no weight in those hands. They're just there for balance. Okay, come back up to that crescent lunge. Raise the arms above the head. High lunge. Come to 5-pointed star, and then parallel the feet and fold forward, a wide-legged forward fold. And let's just hold it, breathe in this position. We'll take a twist, left hand to the floor, right arm raises, look up at the right arm. So we are going to work these arms, we're just not going to put weight in them. Right hand comes to the floor, left arm raises, getting a beautiful twist in the torso. And I love my twists. And then just fold forward again, just take another little forward fold, 5-pointed star. And then come into a squat with the hands at heart center and just pulse. Really working into those thighs. 5-pointed star, and then we're going to do that again on the other leg at the back of the mat. So, warrior one at the back of the mat, left foot turns in at 30, right foot is at the front of the mat, right leg is bent, work is even in both legs, and you are staying over those hips. Hips facing forward, shoulders facing forwards. Just gaze ahead. Straighten out that front leg, put the hands into Venus lock, look up, breathe in, and then fold forward with an out breath over the right leg, pyramid pose, with a shoulder opener. If that's too strong with a shoulder opener, or you want to balance, you can put your hands down, obviously. Right, come into the low lunge. Remember, no weight is in those hands. They're literally there for support. They don't even need to be there at all, really. You could take them off the floor if you wanted to. And then that back knee is going to come to the floor. Crescent lunge, so raise the hands above the head. Don't let that front knee go over the toes. Look up. Keep breathing in this crescent lunge. It is quite a strong pose. And then fold forward over the front leg into half splits. Again, keeping some weight in that back knee so you're not straining the front knee by hyperextending. Okay, then come back into a low lunge with no weight in the hands. Spin the hands over, 5-pointed star. Come into your squat and lift the left foot and pulse. Left heel, just pulse. Change, right heel lifts and pulse. Bring the heel back down, 5-pointed star, raise up tall, and then just heel toe the feet in a bit. And we're going to come to a standing sequence. What I'd like you to do, if you can, is to bring the left foot into a lotus pose. But if you can't, you can put it in tree pose. But ideally, if you can come into a standing half lotus, that'd be awesome. Really opening that hip and groin. And then we're going to come to toe balance. So come, bend that right leg, come to the floor. And when you feel steady, we can take the hands to heart center in prayer position. I was very wobbly today, but this is why yoga is a practice. You never really perfect it. You have days where you're wobbly, you have days where you're very stable. Forward fold with the leg still in lotus. No weight in those hands, remember they're there just to steady, and then raise up to standing, arms above the head with an in-breath. And then we're going to do head to knee pose without putting that foot down. So take hold of the foot from underneath or the back of the shin or the thigh and bring the head to the knee. As you can see, I was very wobbly today and had to go into this position. So we're bringing the head towards the knee. The leg doesn't have to be completely straight. And this is why yoga is a practice. Okay, let's change legs. So bring the right foot into the left thigh or to the heel or to just below the knee or just above the knee or into a usual tree pose. But if you can, join me in a half lotus. And just gaze at a spot ahead for balance. Arms raised above the head. Okay, now we're going to come to that toe balance on the other side. So come down to bend that knee, come to the floor. And when you're ready, take the hands to heart center, when you feel balanced. Or you can keep them on the floor. Okay, then straighten that leg and we're going to forward fold with a foot in lotus, half lotus. And then carefully, with balance and care, come up to standing and raise the arms above the head. And then we're going to do head to knee pose. So if you can, straighten out that leg. If you can't, it doesn't matter, just hold where you can and bring the head to the knee. Just go to where you feel comfortable but that you're working. Okay. Come into that warrior one again at the front of the mat. So left foot faces the top, right foot spins in at 30, hips bump to the front, shoulders face forward, and just bend those knees. Gazing forwards. And then spin up the back heel. We're going to do a pyramid variation with the heel up. So this is slightly trickier to balance. And then hands in Venus lock behind the back. So we're opening the shoulders and we're doing pyramid pose with the toe up, and then come into your crescent lunge, half splits. And then we're going to pop up into a standing splits. Take the bind with your arm if you can. If you can't, just keep both hands down for stability. And then bring it back down. Bring it through to staff pose without touching the floor if you can. And then breathe out, take it to aeroplane or warrior 3. Bring the right hand down to the mat. Open out to half moon. Left hand down to the mat, sorry. Then take hold of the foot, candy cane. Gazing up to the ceiling if you can. We're trying to open the shoulders and the heart. Open back out to half moon. And then come down into a squat. Hands at heart center. Raise up, 5-pointed star. Down, squat. Raise up, 5-pointed star. And then we're going to do those at the back of the mat. So turn back into warrior 1. So the left foot turns in at 30 and the right foot faces the front of the mat, and we're bending into that. Hips facing forward and we're bending into the right leg. Arms facing the front of the room. And then spin up that back heel, and we're going to do the variation on pyramid pose with the heels spun up towards the back of the mat. And it is trickier to balance, so just keep breathing and take your time. Bring the hands to the floor, low lunge. And then knee comes to the mat. And we're going to come back into that half splits position at the back of the mat. Head towards the knee. Really getting into those hamstrings now. And then pop up to standing splits. So the left leg raises. Take the bind if you can. If not, keep hands down for stability. Bring it through to a staff pose. I can't straighten my leg. I don't have space to do that, but you can if you want to. Back to warrior 3 or aeroplane pose. Open out to half moon. Take hold of the left foot and candy cane, gazing up to the ceiling. Without flinging it, let go and carefully come back to half moon. Low squat. 5-pointed star, raise up tall. Low squat. 5-pointed star. And then heel toe the feet in a little bit. And we're going to come into a low yoga squat, Malasana garland pose. Hands to heart center, working towards the sternum, sitting up straight through the spine. And working those knees open a little bit with the elbows. And just breathe. Really opening those groins now. And stretching the glutes. Okay, come onto your bottom. And then we'll come into boat pose. So you can hold behind the knees if you want to. Or you can have your legs slightly lower. But we're trying to stay on the sitting bones and sit up tall through the body. So the abs are doing all the work. Okay, roll onto the back. We're just going to do a little bit more into the abs. Okay, legs straight along the mat. And then raise them both up together towards the ceiling. And then lower them, keeping the back glued to the floor. Lower them a bit more. Lower them a bit more. And bring them back. Lower them 30 degrees, 30 degrees, 30 degrees. Bring them back up. Really work into those abs. Lower a bit, lower a bit, lower a bit. And bring them back up. Really make sure you're using your abs for this and not raising the back off the floor. Good. Excellent. And now raise the head and the hands off the mat and just do long, deep breathing, staring at those feet, holding everything off the mat using your abdominals. Really, really getting into the core now. Keep breathing. Excellent. Just bring the knees into the chest and rock from side to side just to counteract that strong abdominal practice. Excellent. Doing really well. For our back bend, we're going to come into bridge pose. And we will do a shoulder opener with it. So you bring the heels into the bottom and bring the hands to Venus lock below the back and come onto the shoulders. And just hold it. And then we're going to come onto our toes and we'll pulse for 10. So pulsing the bottom up and down whilst on our toes. Take it as high as you can and just touch the hands with your bottom. You're not taking any weight. Keep going. Okay, bring the toes down and we're going to raise the heels. Lift the toes and raise the heels and do the same. Pulsing, pushing up through the heels. We just get into different muscles with this. You'll feel the difference. I actually find the heels one harder than doing it on my toes. You may find something different. Keep going, keep pulsing. Okay, hold it, push it, last push. And come back down. Amazing. Okay, roll up to sitting. Just going to do a few stretches. So if you can, take the right foot into the thigh, Ideally, take it into half lotus. We're really, really getting to those stretches. And then look over your right shoulder, left hand to the right knee. And if you can, take the bind with your right hand to your right foot behind the back. If you can't, it doesn't matter. And then take the hands underneath the left knee and fold over that knee. With the foot on the thigh like this, it's just important to support the knee so we don't hyperextend, which is why I put the hands under the knee in this pose. And just breathe here, remember. The more we breathe into these stretches, the more effective they will be and the less likely we are to hurt ourselves. Okay, take the legs wide on the mat into a wide-legged full stretch. Make sure you're sitting on your sitting bones. Just let's warm up our inner thighs here. Just have a little bounce. Fold forward, just let's have, because we're going to do a beautiful Kundalini exercise. So raise the hands in, bend over the front leg, raise the hands up, bend to the middle. Raise the hands up, bend over the right leg, raise the hands up, left leg, raise the hands up, middle, up, right, up, left, up, middle. Keep going like that. If you don't want to include the hands in this, that's absolutely fine. I just like to keep the arms active and moving, even if they're not taking any weight. But you can just do it by holding on to the thighs. Okay, raise up, take a big in-breath. Amazing. That's a really, really good exercise to if you have any hips out, it's really, really good at popping them back in. So this time, bring the left foot to the right thigh, if you can, if not, and we'll take that twist. So the right hand comes to the left knee, we're looking over the left shoulder, and if you can, take the bind with the left foot with the left hand. If you can't, it doesn't matter. And if you can't get into half lotus, then just bring the foot into the thigh. Remember, we're working towards these poses. Yoga is always a practice. Both hands beneath the knee and fold forward, head towards the knee. Keep breathing, remember. The more we breathe, the more successful this practice will be and the less damage it is likely to be able to do. We're just protecting ourselves with the breath. Like with the Wim Hof method and with yoga, the breath is your friend. It's going to help you in every aspect of your life. Okay, now we're going to come into, if you can, a half lotus. We're just going to do a little bit more on the shoulders. So swinging from left to right, breathe in at the left, out at the right, and we just shoulder twists. Again, from the Kundalini tradition. Thumbs are at the front, fingers are at the back. Elbows are parallel to the floor. It's a rapid breath, left and then right. Okay, breathe in, raise the arms up high. We'll take a twist. So right hand to left knee, look over the left shoulder. Raise the hands up high. Right arm to left knee, look over the right shoulder. Raise the arms up high. We'll take them into Venus lock behind the back, left thumb over right for women, right over left for men. And then fold forward. Opening the shoulders, head towards the floor, but keeping the bottom on the mat, so don't raise the bum up. If you can't get out of the way to the floor, it doesn't matter. Breathe in, raise back up, back bend. And then we'll change the cross of the legs. So either change the cross or go into the half lotus either side. Raise the arms up, fold over to the left, keeping the body in line. Raise up, breathe in, breathe out over to the right. Breathe in. We're going to do that forward fold in this position. Breathe in, face, head back, fold forward, head towards the mat, shoulders opening and bringing those hands up. If you can't hold your hands in a bind here, then you can use a strap. Raise the head up, back bend, tilt that head up if your neck is comfortable. Awesome, done really, really well. And let's just go inside for a minute. Really, really, really focus on the body and the sensations in the body. We worked really hard. Despite not putting any weight in the arms, we've worked them well. this is a full body practice. So just take some breaths and contemplate. Okay, raise the arms up high. We're going to do breath of fire. Fold in the fingers, put out the thumbs. Ego eradicator. Pulling up slightly through the root lock and breath of fire. Rapid breath through the nose. So the passive in breath, rapid out breath. It sounds like this. Like a panting dog or the bellows of a fire. We're really forcing that breath up through the stomach, outwards. Ego eradicator is a beautiful, beautiful Kundalini exercise. Sitting up straight for the spine, pulling on the root lock, breathing. Breathe in, bring the thumbs together, spread the fingers wide, hold the breath in and force the breath upwards. Pull up the root lock, stomach lock, throat lock. And then spread the fingers wide, bring them to the floor, just touch the floor. Bow the head, bring your hands together. Set an intention for what you want the rest of your day to look like now. Thoughts have power, words have power, it's all energy, the same energy we're made of. So set an intention for how you want your day to look. And may the long-time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, divine light within you guide your way on. From my heart to yours, Satnam, Namaste, Waheguru. Thank you for practicing with me, and I will see you on the next video.